What's up, y'all? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. This is the Drop That Podcast. This is hip hop talk, all right? Make sure y'all keep that in mind. This is hip hop talk. But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by Layback TV. Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, all the HBOs, all the languages, all that you can possibly fucking think an app and a streaming service could be, okay? And a networks channel, okay? Make sure y'all go on Layback TV. Boop. See, it's right there. LaybackTV.com, where you can find out how you download it in your Androids, iPhones, and your Fire Sticks. And give them a shout out on their Instagram and official Layback TV, all right? Now let's get into some motherfucking hip-hop. Woo! All right, let's get into the shits, all right? So, shout out to J.Cole. J.Cole, #1 album in the country. Okay, #1 album, over 200K sold. The Fall Off. Did you expect less? Nope, we got diehard J. Cole fans. I'm still listening to it. I'm actually on disc 39, actually. There's certain joints I love about it. So, shout out to him. And his rollout. You know what I mean? In the last 2 years, I think the best album rollouts I've seen in a long time was Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out, and now J. Cole's The Fall Off. He's rolling around in a fucking Civic, right? His old Civic, blasting the album, going to areas like New York and Carolina and Georgia, selling the CDs out of his trunk. CDs. C-fucking-Ds. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I mean, the last compact disc of J. Cole's I bought was 2014 Forest Hills Drive, right? He's selling the compact disc out the trunk of his car. You know what I mean? That's old school. I love that rollout. You know, so shout out to J. Cole. That shit's fire, bro. What else we got? Apparently, there's a dual album coming tonight or next week. I don't fucking know. So Kanye West, known as Ye, yay, and Travis Scott are supposed to be pulling up an album together. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of interested. But I was like, who the fuck is on Kanye's PR team? Because first you're telling us there's an album, a solo album, Bully, coming out. Then it got pushed to March. Now we're hearing there's a dual album with him and Travis. How is that gonna work? Because Kanye now is a independent artist, right? Well, yeah, independent artist, because he signed a distribution deal with Gamma. Gamma has actually done work with, I believe, Mary J. Blige and Usher, actually. Travis Scott, he's still part of a major, which is Epic, with his Cactus Jack label. So, I'm interested. 2 fire producers, the mentor, the protege, and great spots in legacy for each other, getting together. I mean, there are certain records that Kanye and Travis collaborated on that I thought were dope. Some not really, but let's see. I'm kind of curious if it's even going to happen. So Mace gave his take. Mace, okay, Murder Mace. Mace from Bad Boy. He's over there at the It Is What It Is show with Cameron. Shout out to them. I love the show. You know, especially Talking with Flea. You know, one of my favorites right now. He gave his take on Bad Bunny halftime show. I can see at certain extent why he would say what he says. You know what I mean? What he prefers and everything. But it's more like Mace is one of my top 3 MCs from Bad Boy. Top 3. Okay? Top 3. You know? Definitely Biggie's in there. I mean, you could make an argument for either Loon or Black Rob. Okay? But he's one of my top. But he's definitely in the top 2. You know what I mean? Like, this guy had bars. He would kill anybody on the mic. It's crazy as fuck. Pause. But Mace needs to fucking stop, bro. Because in the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, without the Bad Boy reunion tour, nobody ain't talking about none of these fucking records from when you were actually active, because you've been retired. You know, your first retirement was from 1999, and then your last one was 2004. And then you got fucking punished because you weren't allowed to sign with G Unit. Okay? It's fucking bullshit, but in the end of the day, did we deserve a Mace real rollout? Yeah. But he retired for his own reasons, and now he wants to make a fucking opinion about Bad Bunny. In the end of the day, Bad Bunny's doing stadiums. You don't do stadiums. Sorry, you don't. Do you rhyme and rap better than Bad Bunny? 100%. 100%. But ain't nobody trying to hear that shit that you on, bro. Like, get your bag on the show. You know, I'm trying to understand if is what it is, or is even a sports show anymore. Is it? Because I wanted to be about hip hop, but I guess you guys pick and choose when y'all doing hip hop and sports. So, shout out to Mace, whatever. Jim Jones is on video kicking doors and evicted from his property, and apparently 50 put out the video. God damn it, Capo. Capo needs to stop, bro, because he got to battle all of it. I mean, I like the Let's Rap About It podcast. I think it's funny as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all get a lot of context on what y'all talk about. You know, shout out to Davies, Capo, Mano, Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to y'all. Y'all kill it over there, bro. You know, we do need that. You know, and I think it wouldn't have worked if it was 1, 2, or 3. I think all 4 of y'all, you know, straight New York niggas, you know, MCs that killed their game in their own lanes are just doing great. You know what I mean? You're doing great. So shout out to y'all. But it's more like, yo, Capo's just giving context to 50. You can't stop 50 with the trolling if you keep giving him the type of context that's gonna make him continue with this shit, yo. Like, stop it, bro. Kicking fucking doors is crazy. Power is getting cut off. Holy shit, bro. I don't know. But shout out to Jim Jones, you know. Oh, I wasn't gonna let this one slide. Gene Simmons, lead singer from Kiss, is mad that hip-hop artists are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are you ready for this one? Here's my rant on this one, right? Make sure put everything up. Ready? Shut the fuck up, Gene Simmons. Okay. This is why you should just not say anything, bro. Because we got a lot of MCs now that are justified in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay? You got LL Cool J, you got Eminem, you got Dr. Dre, you got Jay-Z, you got Outkast, you got Q-Tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Now you got a problem? After this whole fucking time, now you got a problem? Why? Why? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm pissed there's not a hip-hop Hall of Fame as big as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Can it be now? Yes. Shouldn't it have been before? Abso-fucking-lutely. We wouldn't have this problem. We keep country Hall of Fame country, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame separate, hip-hop. No one's getting Kiss in the hip-hop Hall of Fame. So I agree with the direction and the thought process that Gene has. But it ain't nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. You know what I mean? They didn't make it for a hip-hop as big as Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They didn't make one. So deal with it, motherfucker. No one cares about that shit that's coming out your mouth because you got a problem all of a sudden. Right? Maybe your PR team told you it would be smart to see if you could get some interaction saying some shit. So fuck your PR team if that's true. You know what I'm saying? Now here's number 2. Number 2. You talking that shit now. Okay? You talking that shit now. At the Rio, right? At the Rio in Las Vegas, out here in Las Vegas. There's a miniature golf course, okay, inside, and it's inspired by the rock band, legendary rock band, Kiss, okay? Inspired by them. And it's got pictures, designs that they painted and drawn all over the walls of the history of everything that Kiss has experienced. You know what I mean? They're in the Hall of Fame. Fucking billboards, platinum plaques, all of this shit. They're legendary, right? There's a picture with them and Tupac there. Where were you on that? You know what I mean? Because Tupac would have told you to go fuck yourself. Or he would have smacked the shit out of you or cut your tongue out since you want to fucking keep sticking it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was that energy with Tupac when he was alive? That was red carpet at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So where the fuck was that energy? They were still putting motherfuckers, rappers, MCs, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everybody should be in it. Not everybody should be in it. Legendary careers should be in it. 100%. There are people who are overdue. Eminem didn't get it right away. You didn't say nothing when it was M. Don't get me wrong. M is well deserved of it. Especially with that speech he had, thanking everybody that he grew up listening to. LL, deserved. Dre, deserved. Jigga, deserved. Outkast, deserved. Missy Elliott, deserved. Why are you picking now to say something? Why? There are a lot more people that didn't get their flowers yet that need to be. You got room in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not like rock and roll is fucking banging right now. There's more competition in hip-hop than it is in rock and roll right now. Now, you still got Linkin Park there. You know what I mean? They got their new lead singer, who's like a female version of Chester Bennington, even just as talented. And they're putting out great music. They're on a great tour. There is Bad Omens. I love their music. They're killing it. You know what I'm saying? You got the legendary Evanescence. But where we were 20 years ago with rock ain't where we are now. Okay? Guys are barely still holding on. Okay? And I saw a countdown on where they had you as far as legendary rock bands go. You're not even in the fucking top 5, sorry to say. Last time I checked, I think you were number 12. So you're not even in the top 10. Okay? Rolling Stones is number 1. AC/DC is number 2. Led Zeppelin is number 3. You guys are not even in the fucking top 12. And probably because of you. And arrogant motherfuckers like you is probably the reason why a lot of band members do not get the respect. Like, I met in person Paul Stanley. Okay? He's an asshole. Dead ass. He's an asshole. That's just how he probably always was. So that's number 2. Number 3. I guess when motherfuckers get your age, they come out the mouth a lot more. The filter that was stopping them from saying shit when shit was hot, where you could have got checked and slapped the fuck up, I guess that filter is gone, where you could talk all your shit now behind a computer. Because we all know you don't know how to tweet, Gene. You don't. So it's either your wife doing it or your PR team, your agent, or whatever. So if that's the case, cool. Keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy. But you don't mean nothing. You're not even in the top fucking 5. Okay, you're out. Now, in closing, Love Russell says Lil Wayne's songs have no substance. I don't fully agree. I think 100%. I think 50% he's correct. I've said this back in the days. Lil Wayne is my era. Okay, I grew up on Wayne, Juvie, Hot Boys. As far as Cash Money goes, my favorite album of all time is 400 Degrees. Always. There would be no debate. That was the most perfect album. And I think Manny Fresh as a producer is so underrated. He doesn't get the flowers he deserves, because all these legendary Cash Money albums, rather if it's from Juvie, Wayne, BG, Turk, Big Timers, Hot Boys, Birdman, he produced all of them fully. If you look at his track record on how many beats he produced, yo, it's out of question. But I do agree to a certain extent, because till this fucking day, I have no idea what Go DJ by Lil Wayne is even fucking about. You know what I mean? Like, go DJ, da 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 DJ. Okay. When you hear that hook, right, it just seemed like it was a dope hook with bullshit ass verses. I have no idea what it was about. You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird. You know what I mean? But there are certain songs that definitely he's doing something with. I think songwriting was, I think Lollipop was fucking one of the killer records. Got Money, killer record. A Millie, I guess, you know, you can have a debate about that one. What was it, another one? On Swagger Like Us, that, you know, you got Kanye, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and T.I. You know, like, I'm watching the footage of, you know, because he recorded himself recording and coming up with the verse, and he killed that verse. He killed that verse. I think he had the number 2 best verse of that whole joint. I think T.I. had number 1. But, you know, when it comes down to rapping about bitches, he's the man out of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I almost drowned in a pussy, so I swam to her butt. Yo, come on now. You know, not every song has substance, but damn, you know, half of them I think do. She Will always be one of my favorite top 3 Lil Wayne joints of all time. I think bar for bar, like, She Will had the best verses, the best hook, the best beat for that joint. That shit should have been a fucking video, to be honest. But yeah, I think Lil Russell is actually bugging. I think him getting signed to Rock Nation after being independent as long as he was, he's lost his fucking mind. So I guess people are paying him to say weird shit. And if that's the case, then, do your thing. But before we get out of here, let me double back right now with Gene Simmons. And I mean this with all due respect to the family. Ozzy Osbourne. Okay? Ozzy Osbourne. May he rest in peace. Passed away last year. So condolences to Jack, Kelly, and Sharon. Ozzy is a legend. He's a legend. There's no debating it. Okay? Talking to Eugene. There's no debating it. When you look at 2019, Ozzy Osbourne was on a hip-hop album. Featured on a hip-hop album. Right? It was a song called Take What You Want. And it was Post Malone's joint featuring Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott. Not only did Ozzy Osbourne record his part on Take What You Want with Post Malone and Travis Scott, who at the time were hip-hop artists, he performed that joint on stage with them. You do not talk shit now that Ozzy's gone. Because Ozzy's probably spitting on your fucking forehead while his spirit is floating over you, okay? Have some fucking respect. Because Ozzy had, he's a rock legend, he had respect for hip-hop. Okay? He even signed off to let Trick Daddy sample the song Crazy Train for Trick Daddy's song Let's Go. So he had a form of respect for hip-hop. You need to learn how to do the same or get the head out of your ass. But I'm your boy Eddie Jacks. This is Drop That Podcast. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, like, and comment if you have a problem with what I said. If you don't, shut the fuck up and enjoy this episode, alright? Y'all be easy. Peace.